Hello, Com 430. My name is Christopher Davis. Here's my leadership interview. The person I decided to interview has gone from medical school to wanting to become a surgeon, specifically in the heart and brain field, from dropping out to support a family, and now becoming the Western region manager, controlling the western half of the United States in medical sales for a company called CryoLife, they specialize in selling like organs, tissues, and a glue structure that's supposed to go inside the body for surgeries. This person is my father, so I've grown up watching him for the last 23 years perform and really put in the hard work and dedication that's gotten him to where he is. When I asked him about leadership and the principles, I asked where he got them from, and a lot of his contributions come from college and the hardships. He had his plan figured out, and like many college students, there's variables that come up in the way, and things have to change. For that instance, it was my mom and my twin brothers who were being born, and my mom basically gave me the ultimatum that he wasn't going to be able to be a surgeon and spend time with his family, so he needed to take a step back to realize what the bigger picture was. So he did. He left medical school. And his big thing was he never really wanted to be a leader. That's what he told me. He never really saw himself being a manager. He rather just cared about the money. He needed money to support his family. He goes on to say that, excuse me, it was all about money for him. During his hard work and through CryoLife, he started as a sales associate at the bottom, and this brings up one of his favorite managers at the time when he became a sales associate. His favorite manager was the one training him, and it's ironic that the manager that trained him 12 years ago, my dad sits in the spot that he was at. The reason he was such a good manager is something that I follow, that I would hope to follow if I ever become a manager, and that's to not micromanage. I've been seeing that a lot in this class, that micromanaging doesn't lead to positive leadership, and that it's definitely not the route to be taken. They allowed them the environment to strive on their own. I think medical sales is very demanding in that way, that you have to adapt to your environment. In the book, it states meeting adaptive challenges is more likely when followers don't expect their leaders to have all the answers. Rather, both leaders and followers argue that their positions are willing to change their minds. Rather, both leaders and followers argue their positions and are willing to change their minds. Page 247. I believe that's key in what was the success of my dad and the growth that he had over the last 12 to 13 years. And that was his willingness to change his mind and adapt to the situations, and he still does that as a leader today. He says all the time that it's 100% about the culture and the way that you adapt to your followers and your employees. Everyone on his sales team is different. Some demand to have a stricter point of view to come here, but they want my dad to be more strict to them. They want a point of view to be straightforward, no sugarcoating it. Whereas he has other people that he has to completely change his language, his communication skills. He goes a little softer. He doesn't, not as intense as he would say. As far as sales go, which is where I hope to end up, in some sort of sales position, leading a sales team, or hopefully having my own company of some sort. I asked him what it would really take, what the key fundamental aspect is to making it in life. He says there is no success without sacrifice. Those that will not work the extra hours or take on the hard projects are the ones that work 8 hours a day, do the same thing forever, hate their jobs, and don't ever get promoted. 80% of people will eventually fit in this category. You have to be the 20% if you want to make it in sales. That means working late, getting up early, working weekends, traveling, missing your kids' events sometimes, not being able to go to party with your friends, etc. Those sacrifices help to make more sales and become more successful. And also made my bosses see me as an asset that they needed. This was a big part of actually my life growing up. We were all into sports, and that was his biggest issue, was having to sacrifice and make those commitments to miss our stuff to provide for us, which is big. Besides hard work, what was the one thing that he could tell any college student or anyone coming fresh into sales that they actually had to do if they wanted to make it as a leader and to strive in sales. Says I've given several speeches where people have asked what the secret are to sales. I say the same thing to all of them. Make one more call per day than your competition. Follow up on every call and do everything you say you are going to do. Many salespeople make lots of promises and then don't follow up on those. That creates distrust in your customer. If you say you will have something for them, you get it no matter what the circumstance. Then you follow up over and over and over again so they know that you can be trusted. And he said the biggest fundamental aspect of any job, any career, and being a leader is if you make your customer successful, they will want you all the time. If you can continue to provide a successful experience and then they're benefiting as well, there's no reason that they'll leave. They know that for the money and what they're getting out of it, that is key. That is going to be good. Overall, I think the main thing that he stresses is hard work, and that's something that I've been taught my entire life. If you want to become a strong leader, you want to have to adjust strong, and you have to work hard. You can't sit in the back and allow your team to pull the sleigh while you sit. You have to be at the front of that sleigh, pulling and helping your team. Thank you, everyone.